All right.
And welcome back to my channel here. I am Pastor Roy Carlin at Woodlawn Christian Church in Lake City, Iowa. And today we're talking to the Harp Twins in hope of promoting our upcoming Christmas concert with them on
Mhm.
Sunday, December 7th here at Woodlawn on 2025. If you're watching this in another year, you missed it. But it'll be 5 p.m. on December 7th, which is a Sunday. And with that, I want to introduce to you the Harp Twins, Camille and Kennerly Kit. So
Hello,
Hi.
thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
having us.
yeah. And which one is which for the people that don't know?
I am Camille.
And that would make me Kennerly.
All right. And can you tell us that I know you've got some exciting things going on. Can you want to let us know what's going on in the world of the Harp Twins?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, right now, our most exciting thing, besides our always the fact that we're always touring, is that we have a brand new Christmas album. It's called Nordic Nights. It's currently available for pre-order through Kickstarter, but only until November 2nd.
Yes.
So
Make
we're
sure you-
really excited. It's been a few years actually. I don't know how long since we've done a Christmas album.
Mhm.
We did one years ago called Winter Lights. So this one's called Nordic Nights. We wanted to do a new Christmas album for a long time.
We've gotten so many requests, like, when is your next Christmas album? So it's finally here. We're in the final stages of the mixing and mastering, and pretty soon it'll be going into physical production.
Super excited.
Awesome. Awesome. We're excited to see it. I've already did the Kickstarter because we will be gone on the second. So
Oh,
don't
thank
forget,
you for
folks,
joining.
that's November 2nd of 2025. If
You
you're
can
watching
join
this.
anytime, but that's the final date you can join.
Yeah. But the CD will be available after that, right?
Yes. Yes, it
Just
will
have to
be.
go
It's
to the
going to be available on our Christmas tour this year.
Awesome. And I will put a link to the Kickstarter as well as the Twins webpage. So do you want to order any of their merchandise? You can just follow the link. So
Here.
with that, shall we jump into the questions? They put together quite a list of questions here for you. It seems to be pretty
Oh,
thorough.
all
So
right.
if
Wonderful.
you're ready, we'll dive right in.
We are ready.
All right. First question. What states in the U.S. have you performed in up to this time? And is there a state you haven't been to yet that you'd really love to perform in?
Oh,
So
that's a great question.
we have performed in a lot of states. I don't think we've ever actually counted up, not every state, but we've we've at least visited every state except for Hawaii. But we've performed in a lot of states.
we should look at that. Like, we should color in a map or something.
Yeah, and figure out which states we have not performed in. Like, for instance, we are performing this coming weekend in Arkansas, and that will be our first ever shows in Arkansas, which is really exciting when we get to go to a new place.
Yeah, so, and there's definitely some states out west we have never performed in. There's some that we've done private events for, but never public. But that's a good question. A lot, but we're not sure how many.
Well, you need to put together a map and give prizes for people if they can convince a venue to book you for that.
I love that idea.
Excellent
That's
idea.
fabulous.
Especially, better give an extra special bonus for Hawaii. That would be any rate. Okay, what is the state that you've performed in the most?
Oh.
Probably Illinois, just because that's where we live.
And so when we first started performing, we did basically all local events.
Yeah,
So
a lot of private events.
private
locally.
events. So we would just do local things that would hire us. So probably Illinois, and then secondarily, I guess probably our surrounding states, Wisconsin, Michigan.
But yeah, we've performed probably any Midwest state we've performed in quite a few times. But yeah, we've never actually counted up how many times we've performed in any given state. But probably the Midwest would end up winning that just because of sheer proximity.
Okay. What countries have you performed in besides the U.S.? And is there a country where you really wish you could perform someday?
Okay, so we've performed in.
Well, we did our first ever European tour last year, headlining.
We performed in 11 countries in Europe, so it was all over Europe,
20 cities.
and we have performed in several places. I think we've been to South America 5 times, so I think we're probably up to like 16 countries or something like that we've performed in overall. So as far as countries we'd love to perform in,
well, we've never been to Norway, and we'd love to visit Norway
that's
someday.
bucket list for us because that's our heritage. But anywhere we haven't performed in is always a really exciting thing for us.
Yeah.
So any country we haven't performed in would be exciting and an adventure.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, we've performed in a lot of countries.
Now, you were in the UK? Did you perform in Scotland? 'Cause now that
Hmm.
you know that you got a wee bit of Scottish in you.
Just a wee bit,
We
yeah.
did, yes. We performed in Scotland and as well as England. We've also performed in
Wales
Wales.
quite a few times.
The last time we were touring the UK, we did some Wales shows. So
Loved
yes,
loved Wales. Loved our time in Scotland. We weren't there for very long. It was definitely a whirlwind European tour we did last year. But yeah, we did make it to Scotland. So that was
Awesome. That's awesome. How many videos have you uploaded to YouTube? And how old were you when you started uploading videos to the internet? And was it on YouTube or some other platform? Multitask question there.
fun.
and how many videos are we up to? Even I feel like we're really other people probably know better
This is
than we
probably
do.
like 170
70 more.
I don't even know.
Uh,
Crazy
And
amounts.
this is an actual music video, so
Yeah.
we love to upload full music videos.
So if you see if someone sees a little clip of something on like Instagram or Facebook, it's actually part of a full
that
music
we've
video.
uploaded,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Mhm.
if you ever see a clip of something, go to YouTube. We have our full music videos up there. We have a new music video
every month,
every single month on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
And we've been doing that for a long time.
and we started when we were still in school, so we've been doing this for quite a few years now, and it's a lot of work, but it's a huge labor of love because we love finding locations that fit with the song that we're doing, maybe the concept of an original song. Sometimes a location even inspires an original song that we write.
Yeah, and as far as full music videos, YouTube is where we started off uploading music videos, and we do have some clips of things on Facebook and Instagram and even TikTok, but those came later than YouTube.
Yeah,
obviously.
YouTube is kind of our OG music video site.
For sure.
And you started that when you were still in college, you said?
High school,
I think
actually.
even
High school. Wow.
We
Okay.
started to arrange music for two harps on the side of our classical music studies,
And we were trying to get to tell people what we did, trying to get local jobs and things like that. And people would be like, "You play what on harps?" And they really didn't think it was going to work.
It was kind of unheard of at that time. It was not, now there's a lot more online and a lot more stuff. But when we first started doing it, it was really not something that was common at all. And so we started uploading little videos, these music videos that were very rudimentary at first. We just had stationary shots that we'd use
on our channel.
camcorder.
On our channel, I think the very first music video we uploaded was "Ghost Riders in the Sky," and we went and we filmed in front of longhorn cattle, and we went to an old Wild West town.
It was
and
super. We've always had super fun with it, but yeah, it was first to kind of just showcase what we did to try to get events and gigs and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
the internet really actually helped our careers in a lot of ways, just because what we did was hard to explain to people.
Yeah.
So.
Now, is that first video, is that still up? The Ghost Rider, is that still on the YouTube channel?
That's on our YouTube.
It's somewhere on there. I would probably get a good laugh watching it again, but yeah, I think that was I think the first one we did, or we also did it.
Oh, Disturbia
too. I can't remember which one was first, but we did a couple early on. We did a music video for Clocks, but that was just in our house, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So definitely go back to our YouTube channel. Scroll
if you
back
want a good
down.
laugh.
Yeah. So
go
for all
back
you for all you watchers out there, scroll down and find some of our oldest videos. So.
Yeah, and see the progression over the years with how our videos have grown and improved, and it's been a fun journey.
I think you can sort by oldest, can't you, when you click the videos?
Probably, yeah.
I think you can. I will have to go look for that one. It seems like I've seen the Disturbia one, but I don't know if I remember seeing the Ghost Riders.
Oh, I think you'd like that.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's a great song. I love the Ghost Riders. I'm an old cowboy.
Oh yeah, it's a good cautionary tale.
Yeah,
we love those.
And Johnny
Cash is very much
amazing.
Yeah, kind of like the Damien Lover is a very good cautionary tale.
For sure.
All right, how many videos have the Wolfgang twins and Harp Twins collaborated on to date? And are there any new collaborations already in the can waiting to be released?
Yes. So
sneak peek spoilers.
We've probably done, I would say, maybe a dozen music videos together, something like that, both covers and originals. And of course, we have our first ever collaboration album with the Wolfgang Twins. It's called Ice Storm, and that has 10 original songs that the four of us wrote and 5 of our viral covers. So we have some of those music videos on YouTube, and some are on our channel, some are on the Wolfgang Twins channel.
And to answer the question, yes, we have more in the can that we have not yet released. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channels for those upcoming future music videos.
And some of those music videos that we have in the can are released songs from Ice Storm and maybe something even new. So that hasn't been released. Yeah, fun stuff in the pipeline.
A little temptation there. You're just dangling a carrot out there.
That's right.
So, all right. And I know you are always way ahead on your videos, so that's awesome. What has been the most difficult and or dangerous video location that you've experienced? And were you ever frightened on a set or location?
Okay. Okay. I think probably some of our most dangerous locations have probably been abandoned buildings, quite frankly, both because of the lack of structural soundness of the structure, and
but just we've done it in some areas that were maybe not super safe, you know, with the area that the abandoned buildings were in. We've also filmed a lot of videos that are in kind of more remote areas in Alaska as well. So of course it's bear territory.
So always watching out for wild animals is always something that's on our minds. We did film Silent Hill at an old abandoned house that we just happened to run across, and that was a little spooky. That was a little spooky.
So I don't know if I've ever been like scared per se filming a music video,
but we always try to have some caution.
Yes, yeah, we try not to do anything that's stupid, you know.
Overly stupid, anyway.
Overly stupid. We try to make some wise choices.
Well,
so
and sometimes some wiser than others.
So the Silent Hill is actually it's a good video, and for of all places, just an old house.
Yeah, it was cool because there's literally some even like vines growing inside. It was really,
really cool. It was like nature had started taking back over the house.
Yeah.
Which kind of segues into the next question. What was the biggest happy accident that you've experienced in selecting or scouting a location for a video?
So
I would say not a video.
There's probably been a lot of happy accidents.
Yes,
but,
that's true.
I mean, we do really try to plan out when we're going to film, but sometimes even the best plans get kind of waylaid due to different things. When we were going to, I think I know what you're going to say. When we were going to take the photos for the cover of our
Harp Fantasy 3 album, we had a very specific kind of old growth forest in mind that we wanted to go to. But once we got kind of close to the location, we found out that the roads were all shut down due to a forest fire somewhere kind of at a distance.
So we literally couldn't get to our location. So we ended up just kind of driving around a little bit randomly, and we stumbled across the most stunning, like mossy forest area. And it was just so perfect. The light was shining through the trees and the branches, and the cover of our album, it was like zero edited.
Like we didn't have to do any color editing.
No, it was just so vibrant and green and lush.
That, not a music video, but that was probably the best happy accident as far as a shoot went.
I don't know how the location could have possibly been more magical, just naturally, no color editing needed or anything. It was just stunning.
Really nice.
Yeah.
You let God do the editing on that one.
Yeah, that's right. God's creation, you can't recreate it.
No. Yeah, you can't top God.
No, you can't.
Let's see. What has been your favorite costume or costumes for a video or performance, and have there been any selections that you look back at and wonder what were we thinking? Do the Harp Twins have any input into the Wolfgang Twins costumes for joint videos and performances?
All right, so let's see, a triple point question.
Okay, so favorite is really hard because we really love costuming. It's a fun visual aspect of the entire whole of the music video.
So just to see how we can take something and kind of make it fit our vision for the song.
One of our favorites more recently has been for Moonlight and Tombstones, which was one of the songs from our Twin Destinies collaboration with New York Times bestselling author Debbie Vigay.
And she had described an outfit in the book that we were wearing for a performance. It was kind of almost a weeping angel, like,
it was
from Doctor Who.
It was like a tombstone.
Like a tombstone angel
on there, and with wings. And so kind of recreating that for the music video for Moonlight and Tombstones was really fun. I love how it turns out. And we were filming with lots of, I think they were live oaks in this old cemetery. And
it was just very peaceful and beautiful. And I loved all the moss hanging down.
It was kind of later in the day. And so the light was just shining beautifully through the trees.
And so the Spanish moss and the gray outfits was just really cool.
The gray wings.
And
it was fun.
Looking back, we thought, I can't believe we did that. Well, we did dress up as Ewoks for our Star Wars video, but we have no regrets.
No regrets.
And
I remember we were filming that in like this. We were trying to make it look like we were on
Endor.
Yes, on Endor, this rainforesty location.
And
we were kind of off to the side of this. We'd walked a long ways into this
kind of trail, hiking, jogging path.
And someone went running by. They were just jogging, and they saw us in our Ewok costumes
with our harp strapped on, and we could hear them laughing for just miles.
They were just like they were just laughing so hard.
And this was kind of before the takeover of TikTok and Instagram, so people weren't really doing ridiculous things on a regular basis.
But we did, but we also for that was for our Star Wars music video. But we also did Jedi and Leia. But then everyone does Jedi and Leia for costumes,
so we had to do something different. And then as far as videos with the Wolfgang twins, we all kind of try to collaborate if we're doing a joint video. So we try to discuss like maybe a color scheme, is this going to be black and gray or red?
Like for Visions, for that original song music video, we were in this really stark, beautiful desert location, and we decided to do a red theme. So we were wearing red, and the Wolfgang twins wore red shirts. But then something like tundra, we were in the mountain tundra in Alaska.
So we all kind of went with a greenish type flare.
Kind of like a natural mossy tundra vibe.
So we try to just all discuss it and coordinate ahead of time and make sure we've got
so we kind of have coordinating costumes a bit for those.
And I thought you would say you picked out which black T-shirt the Wolfgang twins would wear.
Yeah.
I was impressed that you got them to wear some colors. So
well, they're pretty amenable to other colors if it goes with some sort of overall theme,
overall arcing theme for the music video. But they do wear a lot of black.
But they're quite creative as far as their own costuming goes. Like they have these leather kilts that they wear that they made themselves.
They wear them for a lot of Renaissance events, or like Celtic Scottish games and stuff.
For our Ice Storm album cover, they were kind of wearing these big long cloaks that they actually made, and they put the fur trim on themselves. And
that one we did kind of a white and black vibe with the fur and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's fun to do different things for costumes for sure.
They must have an industrial sewing machine then.
I think they did it by hand.
They rivet,
they rivet. That's right. They riveted them. Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Here I thought maybe they had a big sewing machine. Gail has one of those. So
nice.
Anyway,
she's very handy.
What's
Gail's
that?
skilled. I was just saying Gail's very skilled in many ways.
Mm-hmm. She has a lot of interests, hobbies. All right. How many days or weeks a year do you spend on the road traveling to and from performances?
Well,
too many, probably.
Too many, probably. We're on the road definitely more than half the year, and this year I'm not even sure. It's been pretty crazy.
We don't usually look at it ahead of time until we're at the end of the fiscal year and we're doing taxes, and then we can start looking into all of that stuff. But it's pretty significant, and but it varies a lot. Like we might be home for instance, early on in this year, we were home quite a bit more than starting in the summer and finishing
autumn.
Up the Ice Storm tour. This summer and autumn has been nuts. I think we've had shows every single weekend for like 14 weeks or something crazy. And then obviously travel in between. And that varies a lot depending on how far we're going. So right now we're actually home. This chunk at home right now is for 4 days, which is so wonderful.
It feels very luxurious to be home for 4 days.
Yes, it's been very nice.
We're like, wow, shows. We actually have time to finish editing our music video.
But it varies a lot. Sometimes we might be home for a couple weeks at a time, or we might have events that are closer to home, so we can just drive there and drive back, even if it's a couple of hours or something.
It varies
like
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you deal with the stress of travel? Do you have any rituals or trade secrets that help you deal with such things as sleeping in different beds, doing laundry, meals on the road, fatigue, and the general stress of always being on the road?
Well, I don't know if we have any actual kind of rituals. What we now try to actually get places like Airbnbs where we can cook, just because
Yeah.
it's not
And you
only
don't have to be in a hotel room, because
exactly.
that can get very draining, at least for us. I know some people really like hotels, and but for us, it's been, you're in a hotel a lot, and so that feels like a little bit draining, because we also don't like eating out. It's not great for you. Most places you eat out are not super healthy. So when we can find and do Airbnbs, it's ideal for us.
Then
'cause
we can find a grocery store and cook for ourselves.
Mhm.
We try to get as much sleep as possible when we're on the road. Sometimes it's easier said than done. We're generally actually very active when we're touring, just because we spend a lot of time on our feet. Like at a festival, we might be literally on our feet for 14 hours straight.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. To try to take vitamins and eat as
We
healthy
also
as possible.
just try to look at things as positively as possible, because
Mhm.
it is stressful when you're on the road a lot, and you're doing your mind is thinking about all these different things that you need to be accomplishing. Especially as being independent musicians, there are a million things that you need to be doing at any given time. But just trying to focus in, and not let yourself get stressed out.
Yeah.
One thing at a time. Try to look at things in a positive light.
Yeah,
Really
I
great.
think staying positive is a
Mhm.
huge
Yeah.
benefit.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. That would be your secret, I think, ladies. You are always positive. You never seem to be stressed, which is amazing to me. Now, along the same line, what's the most difficult part of being on the road?
Hmm.
I think it's that,
There's a lot of things as far as our career goes that we can only do when we're home. For
or
instance,
that we only do when we're home. Like,
yes.
we only really write music. We might write lyrics on the road, but we only do music writing when we're home.
Or our video editing we do at home,
Mhm.
because we like to use our bigger desktop computer. And then also recording music. All of our recording equipment is all at home. So
I
just
think it's
finding the time to squeeze in all of those necessary things when we're on tour all the time is definitely a challenge.
Yeah, and we release a lot of music,
Mhm.
and we always have a lot of projects happening. So
Like this year, we released Ice Storm early in the year, our entire original album with Wolfgang Twins. Plus, we've got our Christmas album coming very soon. Plus, we actually finished another mini album that we did with Debbie Begay for the end of her Psalm 23 Mysteries novel series.
Mini meaning 8 tracks, but we consider that to be a mini album, just because most of our albums are pretty ginormous.
And that's not coming out for the general public till next year, but it's actually already produced, because we released it for the attendees of HerCon, which happened 2 weekends ago.
Yeah, so I think it's just about time management. That's the hardest thing about traveling a lot, is having the time at home being very
limited.
And so you have to be very focused in and have things scheduled out way in advance.
So it might seem like it's an off time or a break for people who are watching a touring schedule, but for us, it's just as much work being at home as it is to be on the road.
It's just different work. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You may actually have more free time on the road when you can't do something because you don't have the equipment. All right. Next question is, have you ever considered giving up the road and setting up a resident venue somewhere perhaps like Branson? Would you ever consider doing something along those lines?
Oh, we've never really considered doing a residency. We do know of Branson. We're not like ultra familiar with it. We've been through that area a couple times. I mean, that could be fun. I don't know whether we'd have to be more famous in order to do an actual residency. But yeah, I mean, who knows what the future holds? So far, we have not considered it.
We enjoy touring, but you never know. I mean, that's the thing about the music. Being in music and having a music career, is that
things change all the time.
Yeah, the music industry is changing, live touring is changing.
The way that you record and release music changes over time. The kind of the revenue streams change.
So sometimes you just have to go with the flow and see where things take you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not on the list, but I would think AI is starting to change the music industry along with so many other things.
Probably. I mean, it's
for us, it hasn't changed what we're doing, just because we don't use AI for anything.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be. It's going to be changing every industry. I'm sure. It's kind of a scary thing, because it's taking away art in many ways, because it's replacing artists in all different fields.
You know, I know, for instance, that Spotify actually has its own AI bands that it then promotes. So then, you think about the kind of potential conflict of interest. if sites that are, supposedly spreading and sharing other people's music all of a sudden have their own that they're creating through AI technology and such things. It could make a big difference in the long run with those sorts of sites.
It's weird because we're now starting to be accused of being AI, which is a really weird thing.
We get it now on a daily basis on YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah, we put up. We had this clip up of a clip of Immigrant Song with the Wolfgang Twins, and there were a lot of comments saying this is AI. Like they just thought that the four of us in the whole video was AI. I guess because it's four twins and we're like up in a mountaintop, and they're like, this couldn't be real.
And
I don't know.
Now people are having a hard time distinguishing reality from
AI
fiction.
Yeah,
so that's weird. It's a weird world.
It is getting really weird. And in my field, there's pastors using AI to write their sermons, and I think that's
I'm
horrible.
sure
That's horrible.
Wow.
I'm totally against that. Let's put it that way. All right.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I wish AI would take over the jobs that are more
like that we don't want
to do versus the jobs that we do want to do.
AI should be doing taxes for us, right?
It should be writing our lyrics.
I agree with Kennerly. Do the bookkeeping.
I know,
songwriting and the artwork to me.
It needs to do all of
I know. Leave the human creation to humans and do all the mundane computer.
I know, right?
I agree. We're certain you have so many stories of adventures on the road. How many animals have you rescued along the way? And have you ever had to come to the aid of anyone that was involved in a traffic accident?
Oh my goodness. We've actually rescued several animals. We rescued a cat years ago when we were on tour with our mom.
Found a tiny little kitten.
We rescued a cat more recently that a family member adopted. We rescued a couple dogs that we found on the side of the road and out in the middle of the country. We've seen several kind of bad accidents. We saw one, we were in Colorado on a mountain road,
and there was a truck that was directly in front of us. We were the next car back from it, and
kind of like one of those dump truck type of things.
Yeah, and it hit this very back end,
the back fender
of a cyclist that was on this crazy tight mountain road, and so the cyclist went flying, and
we were the next car, so we pulled over,
and then the car behind us also pulled over, and thankfully the car
by
behind
some
us,
miracle, the car behind us was 3 emergency room technicians,
which was just beyond miraculous because this cyclist was completely knocked out. He was unconscious, and so the people that had medical knowledge were able to help all of us know what to do.
And luckily the Wolfgang Twins had a really complex kind of medical kit
where they had a splint and all this kind of stuff, and a lot of different things that actually the medical professionals didn't even have in their kit. So it was I don't know, very miraculous.
We heard that he
did survive, and he had some pretty serious injuries, but it definitely ended up better than it could have been. It was scary.
And there was another time that we were on the road out west, and we saw
this was just when it was our mom and the two of us,
and we were the only people that witnessed a motorcycle going off a cliff.
He was with several other bikes,
but he was the last bike, and they were kind of laying their bikes down, going around a bend, and he just slid right off. They were
riding very dangerously, and the two other cyclists, the motorcyclists that he was with, did not see him go off. They were too far ahead of him, and so we stopped, and we had no cell service, of course.
We couldn't get down to where he was because it was all like boulders and rocks, and
it was very steep. And so we were able to fly down a truck that actually had a satellite phone or some sort of thing that he was able to call for help. So we waited there until help arrived, which was quite a while. But in the meantime, this man that had gone off the cliff, his friends, the two friends that he was biking with, came. They were walking back up
with their motorcycles,
looking for him because they didn't know where he had gone off. So they were able to be reunited with him, and I don't know what ultimately happened.
He was moving around a bit when we
waited there till emergency crews had arrived, and but yeah, that was also kind of miraculous because we actually saw where he went off, and we were able to get help called. So hopefully things ended up okay for him. We tried to look later online.
We didn't see any deaths listed, so we're hoping that was a good sign.
Yeah.
That's both of those are very scary.
Mm-hmm.
Along those lines, how many times has your vehicle broken down along the way, and how have you dealt with those incidents?
Oh man, we've had so many vehicle breakdowns. We've lost we've had our transmissions die. We've had flat tires.
We've had broken windshields. We had a tire that almost we had a tire replaced and it wasn't tightened all the way and it almost came off on a mountain pass.
And the car was shaking. It was just Mom and the two of us traveling years ago. We were out in, I believe, California or Nevada. Nevada, I think, something like that. And we were, going on all these switchbacks, and the car was shaking and everything, and we were, going through these mountain switchbacks, and we knew something was wrong, so we slowed down. We stopped. I couldn't see any flat tire or anything. But when we eventually got to the nearest service station, the man working there said he doesn't know how the tire was still on. He said it was just nothing short of miraculous. Like he said,
I hadn't come off. We hadn't gone over the mountain ourselves.
He said this tire should not currently be on the vehicle with the way that it was, tightened and everything. So it was miraculous we didn't go off the edge of the cliff. But a lot of vehicle issues.
Yeah. Which luckily now the Wolfgang twins tour full time with us, and they have a heck of a lot more knowledge of mechanics than we do.
We are not mechanics, but they're very good mechanics.
We have no mechanical knowledge basically ourselves, but they do. And so they do a lot of repairs and things like that. But we've had so many things it's even hard to
count.
Well, that's awesome. I know they've rebuilt their van several times, it seems like, through the years.
They converted their van to 4-wheel drive, and then I don't know how many times they've replaced out various. Again, mechanical things are not my specialty, but a lot of things.
They could explain it all to you.
All right. How many instruments do you each know how to play? And Gail wants to know, do you name your harps? And how about the cowbells?
So let's see. We play. We're classically trained in harp and piano.
We play obviously different kinds of harps. We play pedal harps. We also play lever harps and electric harps.
We also sing, and we kind of dabble in a few other things. But those are our main instruments. We named our very first harps. They were named Arwen and Gladriel, obviously
because they were used harps, and so one was blonde in color and one was a darker wood, and so the darker wood one was obviously Arwen, and the lighter one was Gladriel.
We don't usually name our harps and the cowbells. I don't think they have names, but
I do have a large collection though. It's growing. It's ever growing as well because I have lovely fellow cowbell enthusiasts who will gift me cowbells. So I have a nice collection. I even have a camel bell, which kind of looks like a cowbell, but it's like multi-tiered. So that one actually came from the Middle East, which is really exciting.
That's cool. Very cool. There are a lot of cowbell patrons out there.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Is there one type of harp that's more difficult to play, and which is the easiest to play?
So I guess kind of the main two types of harps would be that we play are lever harps and pedal harps. So pedal harps, you change the pitches of the strings via pedals on the bottom of the harp, 7 different pedals, each with 3 different positions. On the lever harps, we use levers to change the pitches of the strings. There's 1 lever on every string. Every string can be 2 different notes or pitches.
We try to use the different harps to their own advantages when we're playing. So I don't know if one's easier than the other.
I guess technically the pedal harp may be considered the more challenging instrument just because learning it is probably takes more time for most people than a lever harp.
It's certainly more challenging to haul around. We now perform primarily on our electric harps just because of their portability and
their ability to be amplified very easily in a lot of different settings, festivals, concert halls, that sort of
outdoors,
thing.
Indoors, anything. So, and as far as actually the most difficult for us to play. And the ones we don't play in performance settings are the very smallest ones that we have.
Just because they have a smaller range, so those have a lot more limited ability
So
for us.
the music that we play is complex enough that we need a larger range. We need at least the range of our electric harps, which is 33 strings, in order to kind of have what we need in order for us to perform our repertoire.
For us, our harps are probably about equally challenging for us, just because we're also classically trained. So our training for our college studies and everything is with our concert grand pedal harps. But we do so much playing on our electrics that those are our lever harps, that those are quite
second nature for us.
Second nature for us. We will have both of those types of harps with us on the Christmas tour. So people who come will be able to see the concert grand harps, and they'll also be able to see the lever electric harps.
And the concert grand harps are just beautiful. They're just the electrics are beautiful too, but the concert harps they're a work of art. Those things.
Yeah, they're very magnificent looking.
Yeah, you don't make those at home for sure.
All right. Are there any instruments that you're currently working to master that you haven't started to play for the public?
Let's see.
Not specifically.
We have some other kinds of instruments. We've things in the harp family that are kind of, lyre type instruments that are more just for fun than for performance settings.
We have a mountain dulcimer. We have tagalarpas that the Wolfgang twins made for us.
But kind of got these cool dragon heads, and we've used those just very specifically for music videos.
So we're not specifically working with any of those right now, just because our touring and our performing and our career takes so much of our time that we're not really actively working on those instruments.
But you never know when something might come out for a music video or something, or in the future, some songs or some recordings.
Gail has a dulcimer, so
nice.
Awesome. Somewhere along our travels, she picked that up.
That's beautiful.
Let's see. Do you have any siblings, and are they older or younger, and are they musical as well?
Oh, well, we have an older brother, and he does not work in the music industry, but he does really enjoy music. He played, piano when he was younger. He probably still plays occasionally.
Yes.
But yeah, so
it's our only sibling.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do the Wolfgang twins have any siblings?
They do. They have some siblings.
Some half siblings.
Okay. When you're on the road, who takes care of the garden and grayling?
Well, thankfully, we have family in the area that are able to take care of grayling and the garden and stuff like that. It's really nice because we don't have to board grayling. Then he gets to stay at home.
He would really not like boarding. He's the king of Harptopia, so he has to stay in Harptopia.
We call him, he's like our hobbit cat. He doesn't like to, he's a ground dweller cat. He doesn't go very high, and he just he's a homebody.
It's funny because people will, sometimes at shows, will be like, "Where's grayling? Does he come with you?" Or like, "No, that's really would not be his interest." Cats are a little bit OCD, so.
And he's been under the weather. Is he doing better now?
He is. He's doing
good.
A lot better.
He's had some digestive things and some gastrointestinal kind of chronic things that flared up recently.
But he's got a really good vet, and he has one more day of medication that he's on, and
he's doing much better.
Yeah.
He seems really happy right now. He's an old man cat now. He's very much a senior. He's almost 14, but he's doing really well. His health is really good. Actually,
he's currently in his little cubby in the closet.
Yeah,
so.
He's happy.
He is. Yeah, it's with the cooler weather. He's changing his sleep location. So,
got to find the warmer spot.
That's right. Yeah, cats are really good at finding the warm spots.
They are. How did the Harp Twins and the Wolfgang Twins come to meet, and how soon after meeting did Ramil and Dermal start touring with Camille and Kennerly?
Oh, great question.
So the Wolfgang Twins actually came to one of our shows when we were touring. It was back in 2019, and so that's where we met them. They actually brought some art that they had made years previous, and to give to us. And they began. So that was in, I think, probably spring or summer of 2019. And then they started touring with us in autumn of 2019.
Yeah, so BC, before COVID.
Yeah, BC. But yeah, so they started first doing kind of
security for us. We still have, but for the last quite a few years, we've had some consistent issues with stalkers and things like that. So it's great to be able to have some.
they were helping, especially with that to begin with some security things, and then began joining us for our shows and just the finales. And now they join us for the second halves of most of our festival shows and things like that.
And for the Christmas tour, they will be there as well. And not quite as much playing as for some of the festival settings, but they'll be there at the end of the concert to play some songs with us. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's always a lot of fun. They get the mad drummers. How have the Wolfgang Twins influenced the Harp Twins? And do you believe you've influenced the Wolfgang Twins as well?
Oh, well, I think the biggest thing is that it's kind of surprising to people with the combination of instruments how well it works together. Because harp is kind of traditionally a quieter, more subdued instrument, and then drums, obviously, they have power, they're stronger, they're louder.
Yeah, so that's one thing we get all the time is people telling us how surprised they are at how well the two electric harps and the two drums vibe together. But
I think one of the best things actually is that we kind of write and arrange music really well together. It's actually been a very easy process for us. We worked on our whole Ice Storm album.
Yeah, and it's a really cool, I think our collaboration music, especially our originals, is a really unique combo of our music style and the Wolfgang Twins music style, and how they blend so well with that album and those original songs.
But for instance, some of those songs we started writing and then we'd pass it off to the Wolfgang Twins for them to continue. And then some of those songs they started writing, like they put together like their melody ideas and this and that, and then passed it to us for us to add in our own things. So,
and we purposely did that because we do write in different ways, and we wanted all of these different songs to have their own unique flair. Some start with the Wolfgang Twins, some start with us, and
it's really interesting also because we have very different music training. We were trained classically, as we said earlier. We've got our degrees in classical music performance, which is obviously a very structured way of kind of looking at music, having been trained that way.
Reading music, obviously.
Reading music. The Wolfgang Twins, on the other hand, they're self-taught musicians. So they're completely, every instrument that they play, they learn themselves without having formalized training.
And I think I think it's easy for a lot of people to look at people that have not as formalized training and think that it's a detriment, but in many ways it's a benefit in various ways.
In some ways you're not held back by the same
rules almost that you're taught in a more structured environment, and also that
you're not kind of tied into the crutches of what's really easy to get caught on. Like as classically trained musicians, we were really caught on the crutch of sheet music for a long time, just because that is ingrained in you. That's how you play everything,
versus relying fully on your ear for more intuitive playing.
So I think we've really been able to kind of merge those two styles in a really fun and unique way, and that way we can all kind of take what our unique gifts are in our training and our everything, and kind of put it together in a really different way. When people ask what style of music the album is, the collaboration album, it's hard to even describe because it's not really a specific style.
Formalized.
It kind of has Celtic and Nordic vibes, but
it's also got kind of a rock flair. But it's very earthy, and so it's a cool combo of those different musical.
Sorry,
elements.
That kind of rabbit trail.
I know, it really did.
Okay. That's good. That's all good, and it's especially the drums that they play. The big kettle type drums. That those are loud drums. So
yeah,
it is. But it does work great. What is the twinniest thing that you've ever done or experienced with your twin, and which set of twins is the most twinny?
I don't even know if we could say what the twinniest thing is.
My goodness. Our whole lives are just one big twinniness. Well, we say the same thing at the same time a lot. That's very stereotypical.
I guess something that happens on a regular basis is one of us will start singing a song, but not necessarily from the beginning. It could be anywhere in the song, and the other one will do it at the same time in the same place.
We'll start singing the same thing at the same time, and it won't even it's a weird,
and it's not even related to what's going on in the situation. That's probably the weirdest thing that happens on a semi-regular basis.
yeah,
That's a little spooky.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
So who is twinnier, you or the Wolfgang twins?
Oh, I don't know. I guess we'd have to ask observers to see who's twinnier. I don't know.
It's hard to answer about yourself, I guess.
I know,
because you just
we're weird in a way that sometimes we don't even see.
but we are ourselves. Yes,
Mhm.
you're not looking at yourself and being like, oh, we're weirdly twinny. You're just who you are.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. Even like dressing alike, people think that's like a Harp Twins thing, but in reality, it's just an us thing. Like, someone asked us, I think a couple weekends ago, they said, so how soon after you get home from a trip do you just like, oh, okay, put on different clothes? And we're like, well, we never do that.
Like, it doesn't matter if anyone's going to see us or not. We're wearing the same thing.
Just because that's us.
Yeah.
All right. What's the most interesting or surprising thing about you? Is there something surprising about you that you've never been asked about in an interview?
Oh.
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess interesting is kind of subjective, so I'm not
That's
sure
true.
how to answer that.
Well, we're third degree black belts in Taekwondo. I don't know how much
Widely
that's
known
known
that
that
is.
is or not.
I'm-
We taught Taekwondo for many years.
And also competed.
Yes, we did. But we were breaking fingers on a pretty regular basis,
And obviously our hands and feet, we kind of need those.
so we kind of had
to retire
from our teaching Taekwondo days. But so that's kind of unusual, I guess. I don't know how many people know that about us.
Yes, and I guess maybe what we were actually just talking about, which is the fact that we dress alike and we do things together, regardless of whether we're like
It's not part of being
working.
the Harp Twins. It's just us.
just us.
All right. And the last question, what would you like to tell the fans who are considering coming to this concert in Lake City, Iowa?
Oh,
Get your tickets early.
Get your tickets early. We're so excited. We did not do our Christmas tour at all last year. So
we were doing a festival run all of December. So we're really excited to bring back our Christmas show. So don't miss it. We'll be, of course, coming to Lake City, Iowa. We'll be coming to a bunch of other places in the Midwest and then as far out as Colorado.
Yes,
but
it's going to be just a fun time for the whole family. So, it's great for kids. It's great for adults. So grab your friends and family. Also, we're just so excited to go back to Lake City, Iowa and Woodlawn Christian Church. It's just such a fun and welcoming atmosphere. And literally, I feel everyone goes away smiling. No one comes away with...
it's a great time. We'll be meeting... Mm-hmm. We'll be meeting audience attendees after the shows.
And there'll be a little reception. So come and grab some Christmas cookies. Come meet us. And we'll have our new CD as well.
Yeah, we'll have Nordic Nights. But we're going to be playing a lot of different music, magical winter songs, and of course, Christmas classics.
Yeah,
we have some surprises coming up for the show that we're really excited about.
So come to see the surprises.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Come out. It's going to be a magical Christmas season, and we really can't wait.
Awesome. We are excited to have you back. This will be the fourth time you've been here to bless us. That's amazing. Time flies. And to everybody watching, if you've made it to this point, go down below and look for the various links. I'll put a link to the ticket sales for this concert and a link to the Kickstarter, as well as a link to the Twins webpage, so that you can find all of their merch and buy all of their CDs. So, or of course, you can come here and buy them off the table and get them signed, right?
That's right. That's right. So thanks so much for the fun interview. This was a blast.
We cannot wait to see you guys.
Thank you very much for joining me again. You guys have a blessed day over there, and please remember to be a blessing to somebody.
Thank you. You too.
Right. We'll see you in December, ladies. Bye-bye.
Bye.